Welcome all to session 61. At the start of last session, you were walking along a dirt road towards a paladin in hopes of gaining some wisdom from him, specifically for Griswold. He's at a crossroads, and he would like to speak to a man of the cloth and maybe learn a thing or two. On the way, though, a dwarf with a fiery red beard walks towards you. You've seen this dwarf once before. Um, After you came back from the elemental plane of air, again on a dirt road, the same dwarf came in and talked to Joran, and now he seems to be here again. The dwarf kneels down and introduces himself to both Amber and Harry. He says, "It's nice to meet you. Don't worry, little ones, there will be no violence today." As you guys start to talk, Zeke kind of stops the party. He looks up and he points out a bunch of flying devilish creatures flying towards you. Um, this dwarf tells you that everything's under control, and as he says this, the kind of light culminates around them, and it goes poof, poof, when the creatures fall out of the sky. Um, this is clearly going to be a tense discussion, and you guys know that these dwarves are potentially after you. So Griswold, you ask if you can take your kids to the Paladin house in the woods, so they don't have to be involved in the negotiations. He says yes, and Zeke, you take Harry and Amber and you fly them away. He says, "Today you will learn everything. Unfortunately, you will also forget it all." Zeke is back at this point. He says that he is the head of a dwarven civilization, and he lets you know that too many devils have been let through the portal that is being opened every day. He tells you that all the humans, elves, and dwarves on this continent would not be able to defeat them. But he has a plan. Uh, his plan is to attack something in hell. You'll learn later in the conversation that this is supposed to be some soldier. I believe he says some unrealized or unborn soldier. But one thing he does know is that it is very valuable to the devils. So he will take a dwarven army and hopefully a war machine with the help of Fenzula and attack this spot, forcing them to send their soldiers back to defend it. And then he says, when this happens, Eric and Xavier Holland must kill the caster and close the gate forever, making it possible for the now retreated devils to return to the plane. Then, he says, once this happens, there will still be some devils, but the humans, elves, and dwarves of this continent will be able to defeat them. Their numbers will be diminished. At least that's the plan. So he says, "May I please have the coin?" You guys, now with all the information, you kind of separate yourselves and you have a discussion amongst yourselves. Constance says, "How do we know they're telling the truth? How do we know that they will retreat and that the army on the material plane is as big as he says it is?" And during the conversation, Gloria, you kind of pipe up and you ask, "Do any of you know the spell Zone of Truth?" The dwarf that you now know is named Wally says yes. You guys also say that you need to ask Fenzula what she wants, because giving the coin to them is one thing, but if Fenzula doesn't want to do this, you're essentially sending an innocent woman to be tortured. So you guys go back into the conversation with Dwali, and you ask him if you can cast Zone of Truth, but can the caster of the Zone of Truth be a third party, specifically the paladin that you were walking towards? Dwali is hesitant. He says that he knows of this paladin, at least a little, and the little he does know, he knows that he's very powerful. He says that right now he has all the cards in his hand, but if you guys had the paladin beside you, maybe he wouldn't. insinuating that if he wanted to take the coin right now, he could, but if that paladin was there, it might be a little bit more risky. So you guys come to a compromise. Dwali casts the Zone of Truth. Gloria, you enter. And he asks you if you have any plans of using this paladin to help you fight Dwali. You say no. But you do honestly tell him, you say, if we are on the back foot, on the defensive, then we will use violence. So there is a further plan. You guys ask Fenzula if she would like to essentially sacrifice herself and be used in this war machine to help fight devils and hopefully save the material plane. And she agrees. She would like to do this. So with that, you then tell Dwali that if everything you said is true today, then we will give you the coin. Dwali agrees. He's no longer afraid of the paladin as much. He is confident that he has been truthful. So you guys walk towards the paladin's house. During that time, Dwali talks to Joran. He says that not a long time ago, we had a inside ear in a cult, and his name was Blacktooth, and that he is no longer there because we needed him back. He says that they're looking for a replacement, and Joran, you could be that replacement if you want. Joran replies that he misses the warm hearth of home and would very much like to return there. So Dwali obliges him and says you may return. So you guys get to the house with the paladin. There is a bright white horse sitting outside the front door. He instantly realizes after looking at Griswold that the kids that Zeke dropped off are indeed Griswold's, and he gives them back quickly. And you ask him if he can cast a Zone of Truth spell. Without even saying much, the paladin starts to go into a prayer, and at the end of this prayer, the spell is cast. You guys then ask Dwali if everything he said today is truthful. He says yes. It does seem like he is affected by the Zone of Truth spell. So, with this, you guys are assured, and you give him the coin. But before him and Joran leave, Griswold, you ask him if he would like to, before he rides into hell, fight a pit fiend. He seems hesitant at first, but then a flicker of fire in his eye, and he says, "Give me my armor." It seems that he will, in fact, help you fight a pit fiend. So, yes, both him and Joran leave. You guys are just outside the paladin's house, and kind of watching Dwali and Joran walk down a road.
I forgot about the part where we all cried, saying goodbye to our friend we knew for 4 days.
Yes.
And I just watched them go over the horizon, I guess, or into the tree line or wherever they go.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah. I really can't remember most of what we talked about.
Me neither.
His bot is on.
How did he know that George wouldn't see everything? Whatever.
Yeah.
They might have someone in a cult currently around George.
Or maybe George knows?
No.
I mean, I don't know.
Unless he's playing the fool very well.
He's either
Well-
a fool or really good at playing the fool.
Well, in my experience, those old coots, it's a 50-50. You know, either they're going senile or they've had a lot of practice.
Constance, a sharp stinge on your back as a cat kind of climbs up your back and then sits on your shoulder.
Hi, little red.
She say anything to me?
She's just sitting on your shoulder. Purring.
She was in that house when we when we opened the door. We saw what Zeke saw, right? And like Little Red was just chilling out. She was just making herself comfortable in there. There's no one gonna.
Well, I'm pretty sure they worship the same god. So maybe they know each other?
Did I know that? Did we know that?
Wait,
We weren't told, so.
what were you guys not told something like that?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
I don't
Did
think
she
so.
not reveal herself to you though?
I don't.
I don't know.
I think
She
when.
Hold on. If she didn't reveal herself, then I didn't say that. But if she did reveal herself,
No, she revealed herself as like a celestial being in front of Xavier Holland. And then we were just like, it's real. It is bullshit. But I don't know that any allegiances were verified. I don't remember.
think so.
Yeah, I don't remember. But now it is.
I wouldn't have said that though. If,
Well, it doesn't matter. We're drawing the conclusion not because of Constance, but because of where the cat is.
well, yeah, it is weird that the cat would be there.
So are we saying that you Constance wouldn't have been comfortable saying that?
Not yet. I'm probably gonna bring it up with the paladin.
So what do you say instead?
What did you ask again?
I was like, is there nobody gonna ask, like, what is up with that? What the fuck is up with that?
What the fuck is up with that?
Fuck is up with that?
I don't know. We could go ask the paladin.
Okay.
Also, isn't that where we
Yeah.
also like found Little Red here, right, Gloria?
I guess.
Like back there.
Look, it's been months. Show up,
Yeah.
Pence fan.
Pretty
How
sure.
many years in real life?
Silverfuck was Silverfuck there? I don't think he was.
Yes, he was. Oh, no, he wasn't. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was on the trail to there.
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
right. He was not.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I remember though.
No.
Anyways. Yeah, it's literally
This is
only
where you guys found her.
This is where she came out, yeah.
Ah.
So she was always a thing, I guess. But
Also,
regardless, we can ask about that, but we got something maybe more pressing. Sure, I came here for my own reasons, but especially now that we have the aid of. I look over to the sunset, you know, like, or wherever the fuck they went, and I was like, I think we might just have a shot at this. So, if we can get Quartz to join us in this endeavor as well, then I think we might just have a shot at all surviving an encounter with a super powerful devil. So let's get our game faces on and let's see if we can convince this man of righteousness to join our cause.
By the way, I'm just saying that it's gonna be really cool when I'm invisible and I get to watch you guys fight a Piffin. That's gonna be really cool. Just like imagine me, but like really buff and like mad.
Why?
I don't think
Really
you're
cool.
going to be there.
Why not?
Yeah, why
It's
not?
not very safe.
I'll be invisible.
I don't know any.
Are you gonna be there?
I don't know. I just think that pit fiends are really powerful, and they could probably see you anyways.
How much does anybody know anything about pit fiends? We just know it's like
No, I'm guessing.
super
I'm guessing based off the
terrifying.
fact. I'm guessing off things like we've met a couple things that have blind sight or true sight. So.
And then, oh, I see what you're saying now.
Going powerful thing, probably can
I see what you're saying now. Yeah,
I actually have no idea if a pit fiend can see something. I no idea.
It's a good question, but also, yeah, I think you might be there, just far away, and hopefully us too. But I mean, I don't think I intend to stay.
Does anybody actually think we're going to get away from that without fighting that thing?
Well, it's hard to say.
With our luck.
No, I mean, I think we'll probably fight it. Yeah, but it's hard to say how much of a threat it is. I know that whoever we talk to is half scared shitless, so it's not a good sign.
I think that probably kill somebody if we fight it, but I don't see how we don't fight.
I mean, considering the amount of threat that has been posed to us in this theoretical situation, why hasn't a cult given us more people to deal with this?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, they technically just lost 2 OST groups in a way, so
That's true. Yeah, they're dealing with
they're
Caleb.
dealing with a lot of things right now.
Maybe they literally don't have the people to deal with. Well, you know, we took care of a little bit of that, so let's see if we can go and talk to Quartz and see if we can help bolster our forces even further. Does anybody have any points? I mean, the easiest ones this is for the greater good, this is something that we need to do, or else the problem is definitely going to get worse. Right? And I mean, I look at the constants and I'm like, you say that your child is important?
Mm-hmm.
Did I just leave my kids in there? Inside?
No,
Are they like, are they just like
gonna
playing
hang
with the Pegasus or something?
Mhm.
Yeah, sure. And maybe that's something to, you know, do we know, I forget, do we know that it's more or less because she's like got a fucking angelic baby or whatever the fuck? Like,
We're guessing that, aren't we?
yeah.
You know very few details.
Yeah.
We know that there's a fucking angel protecting her. So,
And that's why we're
because,
guessing it.
and that's why we're getting, okay, yeah. I mean, you're important enough for, I almost like just do a rude point. I'm just like, I just like, you know, to have this envoy at your sides, so maybe we can bring that up. I mean,
Yeah.
legitimately, this is probably one of the most, if not the most important thing that we're probably going to do for the sake of the realm in our entire lives. So, hopefully, he is aligned with that, which I believe he would be.
I believe so.
Is there anything else we need to prep up before we go into that conversation?
No, I don't think so. I feel like you, weren't you gonna go ask him for something to help you with or something? That's why we were here.
Yeah, but at this point, it's kind of secondary. I mean,
Alright,
hopefully
guess.
he's
It's
open.
your decision. It's not my business.
I mean, hopefully he's open to it even after our conversation.
asking
you
him
know.
for what? That'll be a third thing.
It's in my head, it's separate. It's personal and business. So hopefully he's got. Can
Are
see it
we
the same
asking
way.
him to help with the pit fiend? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. They said he was about to go on a quest to exterminate some fiends and devils around the continent, so I mean, hopefully the idea of stemming the tide is appealing to him.
Oh, it's probably likely. Yep.
So I don't know if I feel like I've been asking for a lot already. I don't know if I want to be the one to lead the charge here. Do you guys?
I ain't fucking doing it.
And Constance, you have a baby that's angelic. I guess.
How about I bring up the points and then you kind of try to drive home the matter as I look at Constance.
Sure. Yep.
We'll just see how it goes. Why you look at? Why is you making that face?
I'm making it out of game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Do
Not a good multitask.
Talk yourself
It
into a
feels-
shit deal with Keelan. You can talk yourself into a shit deal with a paladin.
Well.
I mean, any
Yeah.
deal would be good, you know. Unlike, you know, is there something? It feels to me like you're trepidatious about something. Is there something on your mind?
Nope.
You just see Griswold just fucking squint. Just-
He doesn't want to bring
no
it up.
insight check needed. Just
He
fucking.
doesn't have to.
You didn't.
You can tell she's trying to concentrate on what you're saying to her. She's like,
Is it one of those I'm overloaded and like, and like, and like you're
almost
trying to
as if
load
she's
things?
multitasking, but she's clearly not doing anything. So you're just like, what the hell is wrong with her?
I think above board, I know exactly what's happening. But-
Constance is blue screening.
because I think Danielle is processing multiple sources of information at the same time in her brain.
Yeah, Danielle's not good at it.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so I guess let's get this over with. This hopefully we can be back before sunset. As yeah, I knock on the door. We go up and knock on the door, I guess.
Okay. It is still open slightly as you knock.
Beg your pardon, sir. I'm truly
A
sorry.
white horse is uncomfortably close to you.
What did it just come out of like the side? I just tried to maintain my
What did you do to make that horse like you so much?
I maintain composure. I didn't do anything.
Don't lie
I
to me.
just slowly go to just pet it.
She's very protective. You may all come in.
I see. And I almost pet and then I just put my hand down slowly. And then I kind of stand at attention almost. Like
We
at the
bringing
side
the
of the
children back into the house? I feel like he wouldn't like that.
Zeke, do you wanna watch the kids for a second?
Fine, I'll be the fucking babysitter.
You don't want to talk to him, so you gotta do something. Alright. And I kind of don't sit down, I just stand like where I was seated before. Like
Did we get the paladin's name, or have we just been calling him the paladin?
quartz. Right.
Quartz,
Like as in
Like
like the stone?
like the gem.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was just saying it how it was pronounced, but yeah, I didn't know
Okay.
for sure. But yeah, quartz.
So as you guys walk in, there is a nice aroma of a stew that he has just started as you guys left.
I see. And I just stand at attention and just... I do humbly beg your pardon. Good sir. I know we've already asked much of you this day, but if it wouldn't trouble you too much, I have 2 matters to bring up to you. additionally. One is personal. I would like to seek guidance from you as a fellow man of conviction and a humble servant of the Triad. And then I like nod, like kind of, you know, deferently, half bow. And the other, I fear, is a much more arduous ask.
Very well. He kind of stands up. He takes a wooden bowl and he dips it into the stew. It is wet, but it is filled with a steaming, hot, delicious smelling stew. Puts his hand on your shoulder. I'll just keep it casual today. Don't worry. Hands you a bowl.
I kind of relax a little bit and just... Thank you.
I'm not a soldier. I don't require any formalities. Gloria, he hands you one. Constance.
Thank you.
Little one. He bends down. Oh, I guess they're not in here.
No, they are, right?
Are they?
Oh, did
Or
you
they
not
out?
come
Oh,
in?
they weren't. I thought I was babysitting outside.
No, I thought you
You
were...
kicked me outside.
No, I meant like, you know, just make sure they don't cause trouble inside.
All right. Well, I got the son. Is this younger one?
Yeah.
I got the son on my shoulders, and I've got just holding the daughter's shoulder because I don't know how else to keep her back.
Okay, he hands Amber a smaller bowl, and he kind of hesitates. Don't spill this.
Please
And
don't
he
fucking
hands
spill
one
it.
to Harry.
I'm not a caster. You told me to burn me.
Right.
Would you like to have the conversation during supper then?
I would.
Alright. And then we all sit down for the at the table, I guess? Yes.
He seems to be eyeing Constance, and specifically Little Red, still perched on your shoulder.
Yeah. Are you familiar with this little one?
Maybe we can speak privately after dinner.
And we we just
He swerves slightly.
we just all swerve. Like she's at the end of the table and we all just look.
Just shake my head, roll my eyes. Stew. Yeah.
Very well. Then we shall speak privately. She's taken a liking to you, I see.
She's come on many adventures with us.
Yeah, she has.
You saying that, he kind of like shakes his head left and right. That's where my cat's been for the last.
Yours, huh?
A few weeks.
Just-
I have questions. Then for you.
Me too.
I have known for a while that she isn't normal. I haven't been able to specifically pinpoint why. Could you enlighten me?
We'll talk later.
Very well. Later. Takes the stew. And he looks towards Griswold. Your matters.
I'm just like already like one like just mouthful of just like that's very pleasant. So sorry, I need a moment to process that. That cat has been on many of trek with us, and I also have a lot of questions, but we can put those aside for now. Though they might not be entirely irrelevant from the conversation. So Quartz, as you know, we do have, as you may know, we have a mission. And I'll get right to the point. This is going to sound, like much. But we have a mission to belay the pit fiend that guards the gate for the devils. The one that lets them into this plane by the hordes each day. And we have been tasked to draw its attention towards us. Unfortunately, with the amount of resources available to occult, at least so we have been led to believe, we seem to be the only ones that are available for this said mission. Now, you have already helped us in this goal a great deal, though you may not know it. The Master Dwarf that you saw earlier, he is not of occult, as you might know as well, but he is of a powerful ilk, and your aid has helped us know truly that we are aligned in this fight against the lower planes. We believe him to be a formidable ally, but we fear that even with him, it might not be quite enough to take on this challenge put before us, while protecting. I look over at Constance. Ah. Friend here. I think you
questions.
might know where I'm going with this. Yes.
He kind of starts to unclick some of his forearm armor, plate armor. Why me? Second question. Why her?
That.
Puts a metal piece of armor on a table to his right.
I look at Constance.
I only know so much, but I believe that I am to give birth to someone important that both the devils and those of Ilmater seek.
My god seeks your baby.
Possibly. Maybe it's more of a good versus evil thing, but
Why?
I can't. It just seems to be the devils either really want it or angels and gods. I've had the most contact with those aligned with Ilmater.
All right, well, simpler question. How do you know that Ilmater and the devils want it?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Still better for a private conversation.
I look at Little Red, like almost like in like a seeking affirmation kind of way.
Little Red does match your gaze quickly.
And like I almost like think in my head out loud, right? Like I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just like, is it okay to say anything? You know, like.
Make an insight check.
Yeah. I'm actually proficient. Let's go. Natural 20!
Damn.
2 in a row!
Okay. You have dealt with Little Red a lot. And generally, you know that Little Red has 2 modes. I am a cat, and I am not a cat. And the other mode is it comes out every so often, and is when she wants to tell you something or she wants to reveal herself. Currently, she is absolutely trying her best to stay perfectly cat-like. But when the question came up from Quartz, you didn't notice even a hint of stress. So you can do without what you will.
I like, so like I'm looking at her as she talks, but like at that moment I look at the cat on her shoulder.
Mhm.
And then I start talking, like without breaking gaze. It's like, well, we do have what it I think is
It's because I've spoken with devils before. I've been pulled in, and they've
Yeah.
attempted to make contracts with me, and they've attempted to try to solidify control over the soul of my unborn child.
and we just have multiple sources of confirmation such as that.
So that confirms what you said about the devils. And now my god. How do you know my god seeks your baby?
Various dreams and speakings and visions and such.
Make a deception check. Contest it against his insight.
Is it a deception?
We're still in the old character sheet, right? So I still have lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fabulous.
I mean, you would either way, actually.
I'm gonna roll it again just in case. I feel like. Oh no. I might roll it one more time. No, fuck. 18.
18's pretty high, dude.
Yeah, but it's against a pretty powerful dude.
I guess so.
You still win, luckily.
Oh.
All right. Does it have anything to do with my cat, does it?
Not currently, nope.
My cat was with you.
Yes.
My cat is a celestial. I know that.
I keep looking at the cat. I keep looking at Little Red. It's just, there's no flinching. There's like nothing.
But
She certainly seems attached to me, but
that cat has held secrets from me for years.
Yeah, us too.
I know. Now he's looking at Little Red. I know you in there.
I've had the same conversation. I said the same thing, looking right, exactly like us.
I don't know, Constance.
Then I guess you had the same experience with her. So these dreams then. Ilmater spoke to you.
Can I?
sorry?
Ilmater spoke to you in your dream.
No. Like angels of Ilmater. Generally.
Feel like you're splitting hairs there when you say that.
All right.
I'm just making faces at the fucking cat the entire time. You might think I'm making faces at you, but I'm just like.
Griswold?
I'm just...
Guys, stop looking at the cat so oddly.
Griswold, you look like a fucking idiot.
I'll feel like one.
I give Little Red like a little scratch.
Well, he kind of lifts up his sleeves. As he does, he reveals kind of these gruesome burns on both of his arms, as well as a couple slashes. Why me, then?
Oh, I can answer that one. George told us of your intent to go on a campaign, a crusade. Is this correct? Against the devils.
It is.
And in a way, so are we. I mean, of course we are, but specifically, this mission. You haven't been made aware of it, I assume. By the way you reacted earlier.
I didn't know they were sending the pit fiend towards her.
Well, to be truthful, it's not them sending at her. We are bringing it to us. But we believe this is the best and quickest way to bring the pit fiend away from the gate and the caster that's bringing the devils into the material plane. And through this mission, we will be able to stem the tide of the devils and try to keep the threat that we face at a manageable amount. For the longer we delay, the longer that gate opens daily, our chances of completely quelling the tide are growing thinner and thinner. So if it is truly your goal to exterminate the fiends, as many fiends as possible from this realm, we need the help, and we would like to invite you, if you are not opposed, to stemming the tide from the source.
Can you give me a moment, please?
Of course.
He kind of looks away and towards the fire, which you're all sitting around. Lord Ilmater, I beseech you, look upon me and behold my sin. He then bows. You still have detect magic.
If it hasn't been 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. I believe it's divination.
Pretty cool.
And you see him close his eyes. You see his pupils kind of darting around under his eyelids. He opens his eyes. He looks towards Constance and Little Red. Interesting. Griswold, make a persuasion check.
Just me. Oh god.
The one talking.
Oh god.
Zeke, a small amount of stew is spilt on your left shoulder.
Sorry.
No.
Fine. It's just really hot.
Here, give me.
I got a 3. Somebody else try.
That you shouldn't. No, don't eat. No, don't eat off my feathers. That's a bad idea.
It does taste really weird.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
When's the last time you washed your feathers?
We've had a really busy few days, kid.
That's really gross. It's really gross.
Do you want to stay up there?
Yeah.
All right, then stop.
Sorry, Zeke.
He scruffles your head.
And then I like reach over, and then I ruffle his hair. It's like, that's a good lad. That's right. You say
All
sorry.
right.
Howie.
Good job.
I'm an eldritch blast you when I figure out how.
Boy, me kid.
I could teach you later.
Really?
What the fuck are you
Yeah,
saying?
like,
What are you
go like
saying?
this and glow my
No,
finger a
no,
little bit.
what the no.
Of course, Grizzle, though, of course, only with your permission, and I wink towards both of them, though.
It's not funny.
Oh, I think it's very
assuming-
funny.
I'm assuming he does not look very convinced.
I am to set out to willingly endure. I find a road that will walk me close to my God. One that is filled with pain, but with a light at the end. This road has no light. There is death for me. And maybe for you.
He looks at Constance.
This Master Dwarf. I have not heard of him. And because of that, I doubt he's strong enough. Anybody with that much capability is known. I'll fight beside you. But the Fit Fiend. It's too much.
We are aware. Although, I will admit, we do not know truly what it is we come up against. Pit Fiend is a name that we've heard, but I don't think any of us know truly the weight. Do you? I truly believe that our stalwart friend that was in here not too long ago is of much power, and from him I feel the same sense of ease. The same reassurance and delight that I sense from you. But you're right. You don't know him, but I beseech you, think it over. We don't leave for a few days, at least. Any help that you can provide would be welcome, because from the way everyone talks about it, we're not confident that we can survive this. But if we do have the both of you, I truly believe that we have a good shot at it.
The younger man in me would have said yes instantly. Sounds like a story from Legends. There is glory to be had there.
But I am a tool of my God. And from what I have foreseen, I will suffer under him for many years. And in the end, my body will be broken. I have not foreseen it to be at the hands of that fiend. I will think it over.
His gracious.
As he pauses and thinks, I want you to make a performance check. How heartfelt, how passionate.
Me?
Yeah.
Can I be the other paladin Griswold now? No. Damn it. Okay. You know what? Fuck it. We've all. Nah. Seven. I don't have. I like my performance, but I don't got that aura, you know. I used
You're
it all
so
up on. I used it all up on the last guy,
On
man.
the natty 20?
Yeah. On the
Fucking-
2 natty 20. I should have saved the insight check.
Is there any other matters? You looks towards Constance. I have questions,
Mm-hmm.
but that is to be private. Anything else I can help you with before that?
Well, I suggest that we can finish up dinner and clean up. I do personally have a request of you.
Sure.
It is funny you speak of being a tool for your god, an instrument of his mercy, his compassion. I too walk that same path, but it strains my body and soul. And as one who endures, I thought it might be you that is the best equipped to give me guidance. If it is not, too much to ask.
Tis not, friend. There are many gods, and many of them are great and worth following. One thing that is arrogant, though, is to trust in oneself. We as humans are dumb, jealous, vengeful, arrogant, confident in our stupidity above all else. I believe the most rational thing is to trust in your own heart. For you do not know how the world bends it. You must trust in something greater. And this is the one time where you will trust in your heart. You will pick your God. One hopefully that brings you towards who you want to be. And then onward you will shape your lives to become closer to him.
You speak wisdom. No noble bearer of thorns. I look towards the group and I look towards my children. May I speak freely?
Of course.
I have chosen my God, and from the time that I could even wield a blade, I dedicated myself to that God, to those ideals, the lands, the people, as I look towards everyone. Today I ask for your guidance to that. I do wish to strengthen that resolve to know it's not wrong. To stay true in my heart, so that I may not stray from the path of righteousness. I vowed to protect the light in these lands, to uphold the empires and what I believe to be Tyr's justice. As like I kind of like palm the mace and scales amulet that I have. He's always been my eyes. His justice has always guided my blade through my brightest days and darkest nights. It was through his teachings and that of the Triad that I learned how to navigate the cruel world that we all live. Through those teachings, I learned to temper my blade, uphold law and truth, and resist the temptation to become a punishing tyrant instead of a blade of mercy. Defense of the innocent, judgment of the guilty, pace through the war and injustice. I was happy that way, or at least the weight didn't feel hopeless. It's on that path I met my truest brother. My brother in arms, Harold. As I look at Harry. He was a faithful Vilmeter like yourself. And just like in those old legends, he came to me in my hour of greatest need. And he'd continue to do so. And I for him. We had each other's back through it all. I lived my life content to serve that way. An instrument of Tyr's justice. It was all I ever wanted, it's all I ever needed. And at the end of that road, yes, I thought my destiny was to crumble as one bulwark of many against the darkness of this land. But it's funny, it was him who showed me another way. It was thanks to him I met Elaine, my wife. And suddenly life was so much more. I still had my vows as a paladin, as a knight of Rhinoseal, but then I had my vows to her. I had family. For the first time in a long time. I had love. And you see him just kind of like go through multiple scenes in his head, thinking of all the good times. And just...
Amber runs over and kind of grabs onto your left leg.
It's like I kind of like gently bring her in and like kind of stroke her hair as I keep talking. You know, kind of like rub her shoulder. Encouragingly. I then not only had my vow to the Empire and its people, but I had vows with the love of my life as well. We promised each other everything. Through sickness and in health. Suffering and joy. To protect each other. Stay together. Protect our children. Through everything. I thought we told each other everything. "8 years. Kind of like look lovingly at Amber. 8 years of happy marriage. I felt we trusted each other. With our lives, with everything. She was honest. She was upright. Sometimes more just than I was. More fair. And she was downright beautiful. I thought she was the most marvelous woman in the land. I loved her. So much that even following Tyr's justice, I lied. For the first time in my entire military career, I lied. I took 2 extra days off of my pilgrimage. So that I could spend them with my family. One lie. And that's when it happened. My partner Harry showed up. We were having dinner just like this. He showed up with the rest of the lads from the squad. He said I shouldn't have been there. I wasn't supposed to be there. He said that they were there to take the kids. Elaine got up. We argued. She argued with them. I argued with them. She got heated. I calmed myself, I tried. You know, whatever it was probably a misunderstanding, we could work it out. We could go with them to the garrison, not leave the kids' side. She didn't say it. She said it wasn't good enough. Said it was. There wasn't any time left. I heard her start a spell. She looked at my boys, my friends. I reacted. years and years and years. I've trained myself to act quickly to save lives. But before I could even think it was over, I took a life. I struck her down. You see, he just like averts his gaze from his kid.
Harry weeps softly. Zeke, on your feathers. And Amber, who was once grabbing onto your leg, now kind of crumbles to the floor. She's kneeling. Still one hand on your leg.
And my hand is still on her too. Like kind of clutching almost. You know, like half in like, he doesn't realize it, but half like he doesn't want to, you know, lose connection. And just... It was my vow to my god, my empire, my friend. Or my vow to my wife and family. Up until that point, it was the same thing. They felt one and the same. But in that moment, I was made to choose. And I chose. I broke one vow to keep another. I look Quartz straight in the eye. And I try to, like, you see he's trying to keep it together and resolve himself. I protected my comrades from a caster. Like I always have. Because it was the right thing to do. The correct path to just...
Was it?
Like you said, people make mistakes. They're arrogant, foolish, blind. To their own arrogance. Only choosing to look at... Only choosing to look at what's convenient for them.
You already know. That was a misstep. Your devotion then was to man, not to your god.
The worst part is it's so hard, because I do. I wish I never did it. Of course not. Why the fuck do I still have my blessings? Then, if it was a misstep, if I broke my oath, if it was over, then why until this day I have? I wish I didn't, I wish... I didn't feel like I did the right thing in protecting them. I want to blame her. I want to blame him. Why did they not trust me? Why didn't he come to me with this? Why didn't she? Did they know that I wasn't going to accept it either way? Even so. I want to blame them, but I know, no matter what I say, whatever I do, I'll never forgive myself. Even though my convictions tell me I did what I thought was right in the moment, I followed my heart, but I just fucking miss it so much.
And now, like me, you must walk the road of suffering. Your God does still give you your powers. He sees something in you. Your light has not diminished.
It doesn't feel right, Colt. I wish you would take it away.
Do not wish such a thing. That pain keeps you alive. It corrects you. It shows you what is dead in you and what is worth kindling back to life. Cherish that pain. Only fear when it starts to dissipate.
Is that how it is, though? Is that the path that we're meant to walk? Your arms. The suffering, the pain that you're meant to bear. Like Ilmater, I feel like like Tyr, I feel like I've cut out my eye and cut off my hand. Is that what it is?
Yes.
To sacrifice the woman, one of the goodest women I've ever known. For what? Because it was right? Is this truly right? I can try to justify it. But
You know in your heart whether or not it was right. Intellectualizing it is foolish. You know.
But he still looks favorably upon me.
I cannot speak to your God, but mine knows that we are just creatures born on this earth. I try my best to walk beside him, Ilmater. I cannot keep his pace. Sometimes I need to jog or run, and even then I can barely see him over the horizon. He knows this. Your God giving you power is not evidence of what you did is right, only of the future that he sees in you. With this answer, you know.
It's... I broke my vow to keep another, and I had to. It's... You see he like struggles and he just like starts to look at the rest of the group. I hope he sees something. And I look at Quartz one more time and I start to like look at everyone. I broke my vow to my family. And yet to keep my empire safe, and even after that, a cult came and destroyed what I just tried to protect, what I sacrificed for. One of the OSTs came and killed my friends right before me. I broke my vow to my family to keep the one with the Empire. A bulwark against magic used for evil. But it makes sense what you say. You must say something, because as a paladin, our oath is our bond. If we break it, if we stray from it, then we have no power. It means nothing. But then I even broke that. I broke my vow to my empire. I sacrificed a life. To prevent magic. I look at Constance. But my vow is still here. And you see. Because I had to use magic to save. And it's still here. Before we entered the plane of air.
You hear a light creak of the door as Zeke exits the room.
I guess I still look at her and just... Before we entered the plane of air. We were in that dungeon. You remember what happened? They took you out.
Mm-hmm.
We had to get through that portal. I had to use magic to get you through. Because it was the right thing to do. I thought, for the next few days I was waiting for my powers to leave me. I look back at Quartz, but they're still here.
It is time for you to find a new path. The old one was in the right direction, but to the wrong location. Discard our thoughts of man. Look to your God. Follow him with your eyes closed. Care not of what others think. Grab onto him. Step with him. Your vows will be renewed. You will feel it. It will be right. man's opinion on magic, crimes, life or death. We are but creatures. Put your faith in something beyond this world, not susceptible to ignorance. Close your eyes and follow him.
Thank you for your guidance, Neville. I think I know what I must do. What path I must depart on. I just kind of like rub Amber's back. Is she still on the floor?
Yes. She looks up at you. Clearly, she had been crying very recently.
Do you remember what I told you before I came here? The most important thing to keep to your heart. You remember?
Cole doesn't remember.
Yeah, I just say it. It's fine. I just like, let's just say there's like, we're at a table. And I look towards like the wall.
Okay.
If there's one thing I want you to remember, is like, did he leave with Harry? Or did
No, Harry. He put Harry
Harry's like
down.
deposit? I guess
Yep.
we'll just say he deposited.
I didn't
him
want
near
to.
me.
I didn't want to interrupt you at the time.
Yeah. So they're next to me. I will say, I'll bring them both together. If there's anything I can do with you, is that you two. Is do in your hearts what you think is just. What you think is right. And the last thing your mother left for me is the same. Is that no matter what, I'll do anything to protect you two.
Harry grasps onto you tightly. He's crying. Amber hesitates. Her brow is furrowed with contradiction. But then she hugs you.
And we'll say I take my... I'll take, let's say there's like a weed or something like that by the edge of the door, you know, like kind of like
Sure.
growing in. And I'll take it, it's like kind of withered and dry.
The horse says, you grab it.
And then I kind of offer it to her. Thanks. Daddy has been wrong. He knows that now. But it's never wrong to try and protect someone you love. Mommy wasn't wrong. It's like I slowly like struggle and like I look at it and it's still in my hand and I slowly start to fumble out the words. Dugra. As Druidcraft is cast.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it starts to grow, like into a blooming flower of your choice.
Okay.
And I say, fuck, I was gonna say something, I forgot. I've always had voices, feeling. I always felt there was more. And all my life I've been suppressing it. But if I had been more open to compassion and mercy as I look at courts, maybe your mother would have trusted me more. Maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Amber now starts to openly weep. Very audible in the room.
And then I think I just comfort them until XYZ happens.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. I really gotta pee.
Go.
We'll come back in 20 minutes, potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, I'm ready to rumble.
Okay. So we cry
Yes.
for a while. I think that's what Griswold's gonna do, because I feel like that's natural.
Yes. Do you eat your soup still, or do you let it get cold, dude?
I think we ate it. I think it was like we ate during the first talk, and then like after we were done, we like digested. Maybe we even cleaned a little or whatever, and then the talk happened.
No, you left it cold and then started eating it and then cried again because it was cold.
Just cold soup tears.
I might go check on Zeke
Yeah, that's a...
while they're having a little family moment. And I was crying too, so I just maybe step away from that.
Okay, so you peek outside.
Yeah.
As you peek outside, there is a horse uncomfortably close to the door. And it's staring
Fucking horse.
And Zeke, where are you? Are you there?
I'll just be standing somewhere nearby. Just what time of day is it?
It was like, or no, it's gonna be like 5:30, 6, something
Like
like
the
that.
sun is like the sun setting right now.
It's getting close to setting.
Okay, he's just
No, it's
probably
October.
looking-
It's setting. It's setting.
Orange in the
Probably just
sky.
like, looking at the sunset.
Sounds nice.
I'll just go stand and look at it with them.
How long are you gonna let me be quiet for?
As long as you want to be quiet for.
He's not crying. He's got a very stoic look about him at the moment. This world isn't made for me, Constance.
I don't think any of us are made for this world.
When we're done with the pit fiend, I'm leaving.
I figured.
Any world that would make a man choose between his wife and his friends. The world I want to be a part
Awful. Awful situation. You didn't stay to hear the rest.
of. Couldn't.
He saved me with magic back in the dungeon.
Did I know that you used magic to save her? No, I also did. Okay. I like side glance at you, like I think you're bullshitting me.
He just
don't say
turned a
anything.
weed into a flower to show Amber that he actually can cast.
Seems I walked away at the right time.
I don't think he'll ever live down his decisions, but hopefully there's some sort of reason he's here to make
Not
some
mad at
sort of
him.
amends.
I'm mad at this world, this empire. I'm tired.
Zeke, I don't
Yeah.
know if we're going to come back from the Pit Fiend fight.
We might not. Well, I might not.
That seems unfair.
In some small way, it means that I can stop more harm from coming to this land. I think it's plenty fair.
Little Red kind of curls up on the grass in between you two. The orange hue of the sun kind of hitting her orange fur.
The cat's a deity, right?
She is what she is.
I'm going to get it out
If-
of you one day. I know you're fucking lying to me.
I'm not lying. Just it's
You
not
know
for
more
me
than
to
you're telling
say.
us. You're not.
It's
You're
not
too-
for me to say.
She exists. She's there.
She's a pretty cute cat, though.
I don't like cats.
I like cover Little Red's ears. Doesn't mean that. Are you gonna stay out here for a while?
Think so.
Okay. I have to go back in there and talk to this guy.
Good luck.
I'm not sure he's fully convinced to help us yet.
luck.
Understandably. I pick Little Red up and I go back inside.
Okay. You re-enter. The kids are a little bit more higher spirits now. The seriousness and the sadness of the talk has kind of subsided, and kids, being what they are, have now kind of rebounded off that emotional mountain,
Oh, good.
kind of running back
Good.
and forth.
Good.
Goldfish memories. Haha.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was.
Hmm?
Where's Zeke?
He's watching the sunset.
Is he alright?
He's okay.
Did it
We-
look like he wanted to be alone?
I think so.
Okay.
Did you want to go talk to him?
Dude, if anybody else leaves, I'm gonna fucking.
He's not leaving.
Okay, good.
Inside. No, there's no for Zibbler. It's just default to believe every time.
He's not leaving. It's just we live in a cruel world sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
Well, thankfully we have each other to help bear that burden.
Mhm.
Thank you again. Double one.
You're welcome. Stay as long as you want. You can sleep here if you need.
Unfortunately, we should be going soon. I did promise George that we'd be back within the day.
Very well.
How long are you staying there?
Well, probably start traveling in About a week. I'm trying to time it, you see. Not much point for me to kill devils until the gates close, but I want to be there, ready.
Well, there's one surefire way to know when the timing would be correct. If we can give word, I'll arrange it for you.
Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Maybe I'll see you out there. Kill those bastards together.
It might be an equally good sign that we don't. But may Ilmater's gaze and compassion be with you.
Thank you, friend.
And may Tis help guide your blade.
Do you want to have a word very briefly before we go?
I would. As he looks at you and then looks down at Little Red in your arms.
I call the kids, and then I just let them run outside.
I have one very important question though, right before this, though, Quartz. And I like go up to him and lean to him, and then I look at the cat. What is the cat's name? We've been calling her Little Red this entire time.
Well, she never told me, so I just called her Fluffy.
Kind of right. I just walk away. But
Fluffy!
confidence you have.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Fucking D&D Jesus Priest is like, Fluffy. I walk as fast my body will be broken. Hi, Fluffy.
I like cover Little Red's ears again. It's not Little Red forever. I'm so sorry.
He's a paladin. He's not that creative, guys.
A long day of slaying demons and fighting the inner demons of my friends and foes.
So glad to have Fluffy.
Oh, Fluffy shit on the goddamn doorstep. Alright. Alright.
Okay, and then you two, children, and Silverfunk goes invisible. You guys walk
Little
out.
Funk.
Do we notice this?
Yeah,
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Little Funk, I need a moment. I know. I will tell you in all due time.
No, this Silverfunk, she's keeping a secret from all of us. For now, at least.
Yeah, we're in on this. Oh wait, I'm not there. What do you? Never mind.
Don't even think about it like a secret. It's just the respect of the wishes of someone else.
Fine.
Come on.
I love you.
Like, from the outside of the door, I just called in and I was like, come on. Somebody needs to go give the Birdman a hug.
I can do that.
Yeah, go.
Okay,
go.
I'm coming.
Go.
Get off of me, you fucking thing!
Just off into the, I'd like to think there was like a 10-second pause as he flies over silently, and then we just see Zeke like, oh fuck.
Okay. Everybody earmuffs real quick?
Oh,
Until I
sure.
wave.
I guess I have to.
Okay. So,
You may have questions, and I'm not sure I have the answers you need.
well, when I started my journey following Ilmater,
One day my power reached a crescendo. And on that day, the creature that you called Little Red came to my door. Us paladins, you see, we are adept at seeing if a creature is of another world. So I always knew. But yet it acted like nothing but a cat. Up until today, when I learned that it was following you.
Mhm.
I've heard some of the tales. You're famous in a cult, and you've been to interesting places. Following you is a very interesting thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, she didn't follow me everywhere. But she has followed me lots of places. But she mostly acts as a cat. And it's really not my place. I mean, if you know she's a celestial being, and she has not revealed anything else to you, then I suspect there's a reason for that.
It says, you don't have any information you can give me. She's not spoken to you. Has she always been a cat? Is she just a cat?
What else would she be?
He kind of looks down.
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I can't. I can't share. It's just not my place to share what I've not been asked to share. I will say what I know is I sought advice as to whether or not we should ask you to help us with the pit fiend. And the information I received was that if that was what Ilmater wanted, then that is what path would become clear for you. And I don't think anyone wants to influence your decision outside of that.
Sorry, who spoke to you?
Not so much speaking, just feelings. I don't know much about Ilmater. I know that they're the god of suffering and compassion and sacrifice. I fear that I might be making, well, not fear. I'm trying to be brave about it. But I think it's a big sacrifice I'm about to make in order to save this plane and this land.
It is noble what you're doing. Your life truly hangs in the balance. And depending on this dwarf, I would say maybe it's more likely forfeit. Ilmater will gladly take you in his arms if you fall.
It's comforting.
Although I believe he is watching you in some way.
He looks down to your arms.
I suspected long that Fluffy is from Ilmater. And she follows you. Something for me to think about. I have not completely discarded with the idea of Showing myself in front of a godly fiend.
Yeah. Understandably. Do you, because I don't know much, Vilmater, do you know why? Like, what importance my child might have? That's the information I've not been able to gather.
Could be many things. It could be that your child is destined to serve Ilmater. Or could be something more important. Could be Ilmater's Azamar. I couldn't tell you for sure.
Hmm.
If the devils want it, I would look more closely there.
Devils want it bad.
Then I would say something about your child being born would not be favorable for them.
Mhm. Or would it be of benefit to them to have control? I think they want control over it.
Could be.
Hard to know.
I will consult my god. If I find anything, I will speak to you before you leave. I can
Thank
walk
you.
freely in a cult. You'll be there for the next while, will you?
I believe so. I believe we'll be, or some of us may be training with them.
Very well. Unless there's anything else, I do have some gifts for you before you leave.
For me?
For you and your friends. Just give me a moment. He roots around in a back room.
Guys and their notifications.
True.
Muted.
He comes back, he has two things. A cloak. On the cloak, on the back, is two golden hands, like this. The image shows blood dripping down from the hands, red ribbon wrapped around. And he also has a mace that seems to be inlaid with gold and some black, maybe onyx, something like that. I have no need for these. Once I leave, I will take only my personal weapon and what I need to live. Likely I will never return to this cabin. These two things are my other two prized possessions, and I need not for them, so. You may have them, or take them to your friends, your choice.
Thank you. That's incredibly generous. I wish I had something for you. As thanks for helping Griswold.
That was my pleasure. Troubled man. Might even say
Wow.
he's suffered more than me. Which is something to be said.
As my friend said out there, it's a cruel world to make someone have to choose between their friends and their family. Well, maybe not make. Make might not be the right word, but to put somebody in such a position.
My suggestion to him would be the struggle that comes with preserving life feels painful. But it is the most valuable thing that we should hold on to. Like many, we will look back on our youth, the days in which we fought for that, are the memories where we felt most like ourselves. Tell that to your friend.
I will. I truly hope our paths cross again, and maybe I'll have something more generous to return to you at that time to show our thanks.
And if you learn anything about Fluffy, you'll tell me.
I will. When the time is right.
Deception check.
Why? You don't think that's true?
Because you're holding things from him now.
I said I would tell him when the time is right.
With advantage, then.
I got nat 20 anyway.
Okay. He believes you.
Which she told me I can't tell nobody, so it's not fair.
True.
She revealed herself in everything and told me I can't tell nobody. Damn it. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I hope you have a peaceful evening. Thank you for the stew. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for the gift. I hope to one day return that.
You seem like a warm soul. It's unfortunate that you have to deal with what is thrust upon you. But I wish you luck. I think we will meet again.
I will face it bravely.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave Little Red with him.
Okay. Yep.
And, she'll do what she does.
Okay. She just kind of looks at you.
Bye, Fluffy. Or see you next time.
What the hell?
What the hell?
Where'd Fluffy go?
Waiting for Hayden. Hayden? Hayden. Okay. Constance walks out.
I was
How
holding some things.
She is.
You see,
Walks
okay,
out.
we're all in a pile on top of Zeke, though.
Okay.
How did my kids torment Zeke for that last 10 minutes?
Okay, so Harry kept getting pine cones and saying, Eldritch Blast!
You see what you did? You see what you got in?
He would have just said firebolt.
And Amber kept asking for a gold coin because she learned that you gave Harry a gold coin and she didn't get one.
I don't have any more money. I mean, I do, but I have very little money. You gotta understand, Zeke is broke.
Yeah, I don't think we've made a lot of money.
No.
I somehow have 20 gold. I don't remember how, but
I don't know
have
if you remember, but he did say you get a large cash bonus from joining OST.
No, sure.
Yep. But Constance walks out. First of all, you view a giant dog pile.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
But if you die, you just go back to George, don't you?
Okay, that still sucks balls, asshole.
Look it up. We have to start walking back.
The language.
All right, Dad.
As Constance walks out,
Yeah.
she does have 2 things: a cape, red cape, in one arm, and in the other a fairly chunky-looking mace with gold inlays and a black hilt.
What are those?
A fuck?
That doesn't look like
Quartz,
something you would use.
Quartz gave them to us as gifts. When he leaves, he's just bringing his own personal weapon and everything he needs to live. He's just leaving the cabin behind. And these were he said his other prized possessions, but he has no use for them, so
You sir.
they're for us. Yeah.
That's very generous of you.
Of him.
I look at him. Is he not? He's not there at the
Oh,
bar?
he's in his cabin.
Oh, okay. That's very generous of him.
I told him that I'm sure our paths will cross again, and I hope to have something to pay him back with the same level of generosity.
So he was pretty adamant about not going.
I'd say he's still thinking about it. Yeah.
Well, that's good enough for now.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling a lot better about this. But I go. Yeah, no, I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone for now. I'm gonna ask him a question, but I think it's probably more appropriate to go home for the. Are we ready to head back?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's get home.
And you start the walk down the dirt road back to a cult, and the sun is just starting to peek behind the mountain at this point.
Oh, Griswold.
Yeah.
He told me to tell you something. He speaks very eloquently. I think I got the gist of it. But he said something along the lines of the struggle that comes with preserving life is most painful. We should hold on to that pain closely because it's often what we fight for when we're young, and the memories of when we fought for this are when we most felt like ourselves, or something along those lines. He told me to tell you.
You say it and everybody hears.
Well, I'm assuming we're maybe a little further back, or kind of, like the kids are bugging Zeke still.
Yeah, sure.
We're not walking quietly, I assume.
Yeah, and you see he just kind of takes it in contemplation. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I suppose I owe you a thanks.
I just did what I thought was right. It did bring me a lot of conflict, but I don't regret the decision in and of itself. Not the outcome.
Amber comes up. She looks up at you. Up,
And then I just... What do you say?
please.
Alright, good enough. And I just turn around and let her jump
As
on.
you pick her up, it's like a big yawn, and then she just
Oh, I see, it's like that.
starts to nod off.
I'll do the back carry, so she can just lean on.
See,
What?
me too. Me too.
But no. You're not a
Constance!
child.
Constance,
Oh, it'd be
Oh,
good
right.
practice.
Thank you.
I hold him like a little baby.
He's He's a young boy, so he's pretty big.
Arm strength.
He also starts to nod off.
And then, no, that was Harry, right?
That was Harry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not Zibbler Funk.
Nope. No.
Oh, I thought that was Sibbler
I also
Funk.
thought
I thought it was Zibbler Funk.
No. You're carrying,
I
you're carrying a
realized.
boy.
I realized what you guys thought. I was like, wait, you guys didn't.
You probably would have
Oh.
said yes then, Hayden.
Yeah, I think I probably would have said yes if it was Harry. I some reason thought it was
I
Sibbler.
probably.
Okay, and then
I
Zibbler
also
Funk
wouldn't
goes
have
to
said look,
Constance.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, and then as we're walking, I quickly.
I look at you, the three of them, and just go, that's the little ramen.
Yeah.
Kick a stone.
Well, no, but you're gonna have to take the items if I have a Zibbler Funk.
Yeah, there you go.
We have the items.
We're gonna have to identify those when we get back.
You guys continue to walk back.
I quickly go to them and I just, to the group and just. Thank you all for accompanying me. That. That's. What's going on? So, while we had a rough start, I think. I owe you each thanks for showing me that I've still got good that I can do. And that there's more ways to walk the path of righteousness. To pursue peace, as I look at you specifically.
There's a small creature from behind Zeke walking towards the room.
Is it red?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, Fluffy.
We're not going to start calling it Fluffy, are we?
I'm gonna
No.
still call her
It's-
Little Red.
It's easy to say.
Little
I've
Red.
known her for Little Red for like months now.
Little Red kind of looks around as you guys are losing sunlight,
Oh.
and then goes up to Gloria.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Now we all got one.
I don't know what to do with this.
Starts purring in your arms. You also have the cloak and I guess the mace in one hand. You're kind of like wrapping
Yeah, just
Little Red
wrap
up.
it around.
Makes sense. You notice that the cloak has a bunch of cat hair on it already.
Down.
I'm allergic.
Perfectly
Alright.
normal cat behavior, everybody.
What the fuck did you talk about?
Just a little bit about Ilmater, trying to learn a little more about that god and kind of asking questions about, if there are any prophecies about this unborn child. And he had lots of questions about Little Red, and I just don't have the answers for him.
Did he give you answers?
No, nothing concrete, just more questions, more what ifs.
You're not going to tell him?
It's just not my place to tell.
From what I gathered, it didn't seem like she was against it.
She's revealed herself any other time she's wanted to. I don't know why. I suspect she does not want to have influence over his decisions in this situation.
Well, I could get behind that, I suppose. As I look at Little Red and just... Whatever you want. I guess, but doesn't that mean that she doesn't want... But wouldn't she not want that? When... I think whatever you decide, should stick with, because that applies to you as well. Right?
He follows a god that will lay out the path for him. And if that's what his god wants him to do, then he'll do it. And if it's not, then he won't.
Perhaps. But it's not the gods that walk this earth, it's us. So. I
He
think
did mention
whatever
that.
we decide is part of fate.
You're probably right. He did mention that my baby could be Ilmater's Azamar.
Do I know what an Asimar is?
Yeah, make a history check.
I don't think it matters what I pick here. They're all 0. Yeah. That's
Wow.
20.
Yes,
no,
you do.
don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know.
You had a natural 20 deception check? What the fuck? Anyway.
Wait a minute.
Lying.
Almost got away with it.
It was a sketchy deception check.
Oh, we weren't there. We don't know. Yeah. And what would tell me the breadth of what someone like me would know, like the utmost of what I would know in my situation?
That an Azamar is generally from a deity, essentially. And it is
It's-
very rare.
It's like a legend, basically. It's like a chosen one ordeal. Like,
Yeah, it is essentially, it's like kind of like Jesus a little bit. It's like God instilling one being with some power.
like a similar concept of just like
Mhm.
there's a chosen baby
Yeah, it's
Kinda
like,
like-
yeah, it's allowing God's will to kind of be in
manifest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
I assume that's some sort of. I don't know.
Oh. Oh, why don't I put it together before? That's... And he doesn't... As... I don't know, I feel like that's a pretty good argument to
It was a
protect
guess.
you.
It was a guess. It was. He said it could have been. It could be that they'll just be a real good servant to Ilmater.
I'm just saying, if he knew... And I look at the cat, and I'm just like, I think he might be a bit convinced.
Well, he knows that that's what it might be,
Yeah, but...
and he
there's-
knows the cat is watching me.
Right, but there's a difference between a cat and a cat.
A celestial cat.
Right, no, I'm saying it's a little bit heavier. Knowing what we know. Am I wrong?
I think you're 100% correct. Except
What?
Sibler Funk doesn't know what you're talking about.
Oh, he was there. Right?
Zeke's just assuming at this point.
I thought he was there during the Xavier Holland stuff.
Yeah.
So he knows
Oh.
that.
Zeke's still just assuming because it's Sibler Funk and he doesn't know anything anymore.
Lol. If we were to vote on it, I say tell him, but it's not my secret, so. This is mostly a you thing.
It's not my secret to share either.
I don't know if anyone had the right to say anything. I think it would be you. Personally.
The cat. The
Yeah.
cat.
The cat that gives ultimate agency to us because, you know, When the fuck has it actually, you know, right?
You know what?
It hasn't actually intervened directly in anything.
Not to you.
What? Anyone
Now,
else?
I'm with you, Griswold. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'll just need to just trust me. Why does nobody trust me?
No, that's what I am trusting you. It's just I'm pointing out that you're not telling us very much.
Oh, guys, isn't it fucking annoying?
Look,
Oh, God.
look,
I
also-
don't know.
Oh,
Actually,
We're
folks.
sorry.
He's gone now. Can you tell me now? He's fucking gone.
No, we told.
go back to sleep, Sibler Funk.
That's not very nice, Zeke. That's very nice.
I mean, did she not intervene with the Xavier? Was that not intervening?
She also told us about those zombies coming.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's like
I get you want like an actual like get the fuck out of here, bam.
yeah, it's like giving information and showing the way, right? It's the same thing. They lay out the path, but we have to be the one to walk it, right? It's different. When I started following too, I was given guidelines, and it's up to me to decide what to do within those guidelines.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to decide what to do with the information you've been given. Not anyone else.
I'm doing it.
Okay. But you keep deferring to her. Right? But it's your life.
I don't think she's gonna fucking tell us. Chris.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying. You don't have to. You can just decide that, and we'll respect it.
I
But you
really
don't.
don't think there's much for you guys to know. Like, you guys think there's some magical information I have. I don't have
Well,
anything.
If I could insight check you, I would insight check so hard right now.
I'm just saying. You're free to do and believe whatever you want, and I'm free to believe that that's kind of bullshit.
Yep.
But that's fine. That's fine. We won't push you. It seems to me like you don't want to be asked about it anymore, so I won't. But, you know, just pointing it out.
I have to fart. Do you want to put me down, or is it okay?
Yeah, it would have
I don't
been
know.
nice.
You're a grown imp. You do what you feel best.
If you really were being a baby, you would just let it rip right there.
I mean, yeah.
It's gonna be worse.
She's having a giggle. She's having a giggle fit now.
The Lords in the Sky, no. These two never gave me any fucking warning.
So I was thinking more about where we were gonna lure the pit fiend.
Do you guys have any suggestions?
I think. A Danielle question: have we been to a labyrinth before? In game?
No.
No.
The
Kind
closest
of, right?
would be...
Kind of in the Shadowfell.
Well, that doesn't count. I don't think we can
Doesn't
bring it to the
count.
Shadowfell. But in the elemental plane of air, we were in a dungeon that's kind of labyrinth-like. You know, the prison.
Mm.
And then we've been to... You guys have been to... Two of you have been to the Dwarven Highway, which is probably the closest equivalent.
I think we should lure them into some sort of labyrinth or system, some sort of similar thing that we're familiar with that he or they are not familiar with.
Right.
Because I think we have a better chance of escape at that point.
Yeah. I'm up for that. we need to.
Have anywhere in mind?
I was hoping you guys might.
Oh, I don't live here.
Well, most of the place I've been with you lot has either been overrun by undead or is so dangerous that no man should set foot in that area.
The only place I could think of was that Dwarven Mine, but we don't actually know the way around there.
Question.
But we could learn.
We
Ton of
never
goblins.
destroyed the Fey hideout with all the Darklings, did we?
No, but it was presumed to be overrun by undead.
That's true.
Yeah. We need to check on that guy. I'd like to.
What if we just lead it into the horde of undead? I mean, it's got to do something about them.
Yeah, but that would also hinder our escape, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, but this would put a lot of innocent lives at risk. But technically, that sewer where Keelan was kind of labyrinthy.
That's a
Mhm.
wait. I've never been there. Never mind.
But a lot of innocent lives are above.
Mhm.
Like a lot.
You're saying Keelan was under there,
Yeah.
but then
They
he
knew
came out,
about
right?
him. Yeah.
So doesn't
Yeah.
that mean that they're all dead now?
But
Oh,
that's really close to where a cult is.
We could ask about it. Yeah, we could ask about it.
I feel like we would have heard about it, but we should maybe ask, just in case.
I mean, a sewer is ideal in a couple of ways. If we do know the layout, we would know the ins and outs. And then, if it was a creature that could fly, then that would limit its capabilities there.
And we do know the way out. There is a hole that goes down to the river. Kind of interesting. I
Yeah,
kind of hope they're not all dead, but...
and we could travel there with Dolly. Potentially. We'd have to have a discussion with him about what he can bring to the table as well. That has to go into the plan as well, but he's nearby as far as I know. So, as far as George said. So yeah, I think we've got sort of a plan. Well, wow. Good job. You think we can sleep on that?
Okay. 9:30. I think we'll probably end there.
No.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed, unfortunately.
I
fair enough.
want to fucking
But
trade
if
these
we're
items.
gonna rest, can we at least learn what the items are?
Yes.
I'll let you know. Okay. Copy link.
Mine.
How much XP does
I
Griswold get for beating his inner demons?
Yeah, totally.
Uh,
2. 1
I
free.
forgot.
has
I forgot.
Ilmater's-
I was gonna say something cool. I forgot. Dang it. Yeah, cool. Come on, man.
there you go.
oh, damn.
Oh, it's the cap of the mountebank. Oh shit. Tambasis, what the fuck?
Dimension door.
Some pretty good stuff.
Hmm. Why didn't he need this anymore?
Well, it's not attunement.
I feel like the
I wonder
cape,
what the new one does.
the cape's got to go to Constance, right?
I think it's very. I think it's
So that she can get herself away from trouble.
no. I think it's fine. It's a very general.
Now-
item, but I think like you probably
cape-
need it the least, and then Gloria needs it the second least. But that doesn't mean that he can't use it to. full
Are we
effect.
using the updated one or the old one?
I was just about to say, we can. I'm allowing you guys to pick, basically.
Pretty much the same.
But I'll end the recording, I guess. Is it over?
Yeah.
Are we good? Okay.